Hello, welcome to the Woodturning podcast. My name's Mark.
And my name is Will. Welcome.
And I am Garry. How you doing?
In this episode, Mark does an impromptu demo, and Will and Garry talk about their latest vase projects. How are we then?
Right. Yeah, not bad, not bad. How are you?
Yeah, good for you.
Good, yeah. Silly season has started, but yeah, it's all good.
Silly season?
Silly season, yeah. I've got no weekends off between now and Christmas.
Oh, I thought you meant you were just turning Christmas trees constantly.
I haven't done any Christmas decorations this year at all. No gonks, no snowmen, no Christmas trees, none of it. I've been busy with too many other things. I've got a few in stock. They didn't sell last year, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's one weekend. I've got 3 different events spread across in Essex and Hertfordshire, one after the other. Friday evening, Saturday day, Sunday day. And I booked in to do an event at Colchester's Light Switch On with Folk and Bespoke on a Wednesday in the middle of November. So hopefully be doing all right with that. But what else we've been up to? What you guys been doing?
Want to go first, Garry?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Go on.
Yeah, so I've got a vase on the go at the moment. It's pretty much done, but just editing the video now. I need to cut the blank off, but it came out quite nice. It's the first one I tried with Let's Resin Scents and tabletop resin, and that is wicked stuff. Really good, and it's really thick. It goes on really thick, and it doesn't run, and it's easy. So within a couple of coats, it had quite a decent coating. So yeah, no, that's quite good.
So you've not had to
mention it last time, but they I only use like 20 mil at a time. They sent me like 2 litres of it, so I've got not enough for about 3 or 4 years. We don't go, but yeah,
they haven't looked at your YouTube to find out what you actually do yet. Then
no.
We want some tabletop. He's clearly doing a worktop. We'll send him a few litres. It'll be fine. So you've not had to cut this one back as many times as you did the last one?
No, it's been pretty flawless, to be honest. It's definitely nowhere near like the resin I was using. That's for certain, which is really thin and it ran a lot. But
so I've got a question for you, Will. So when you do all your different vases and all that, what is it? What process do you go through to decide what colour am I going to use this time around your pigments and whatever? So now you mix it all up, but what is it? Is it the wood that you're using? If it's a darker wood, you might go 10 certain colours, or do you just think, I'm going to try this or try that one?
No, it's completely random.
Okay, that's an acceptable answer or expected answer, maybe.
It is completely random. The only thing I don't do is put 2 colours that are same as the last 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and apart from that, that's it. So the colours I always use, they're always pearl pigments.
Yeah.
And they're always different from the last 2 projects.
So where do you get your pigments from? Which ones are they?
Pigments, generally, I'll use several, but the Pearl-X ones I really like. I think the Pearl-X are probably the best pigments. For the eggs, I use quite a lot of chameleon. That's where I've just spent 60 quid for the tiny turner. 11 pots of chameleon pigment.
She's got a very a wide range, though, hasn't she? And I think she come to the club once, and she had like these sort of selection of the tiny little ones, because you don't need that much, right? Yeah. And you sort of pick them up, and you're holding them up, and you're going, well, they all look the same. And then as you start to move it around, you go, hold on, this one's looking red, this one's looking blue, this one's looking green, and whatever. And there's slight differences, but it does make a big difference.
Yeah.
Have you ever found the pigment I always struggle with is red? I always struggle to get like a real scarlet red.
Yeah, so I've got some of that. And because I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago I did a rugby bowl, and I engraved the England rugby rose into it.
I did.
I was looking for a pigment, and do you know what? I had to buy it from My Candy Pigments, It's just a plain scarlet red. So if you want some, I've got loads of it because I had to buy a bloody great jar of it.
No, it was only Chris from Club who needed some deep red, scarlet red pen blanks for something that he was doing, and I had a go at making them for him, and I just couldn't get colour right. He was happy with the blanks in the end; they did what he needed it to do, but it wasn't a proper. I mean, I can get one of my coasters,
get like burgundy and whatever,
an orangey, but I just cannot. I've just never been able to get sort of a proper.
No, not a true like
a nice Kit Kat red.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever use them, Will. There's a mob in Colchester, I think they are. I ordered one batch off them once. Perfect Pearls and Pigments, it's called. You ever heard of that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they had some really good stuff, and mainly it's for sort of like looks like it's for coating, motorbike parts and stuff, like custom parts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they do all different levels of sort of like the size of the sort of glitter in it and stuff like that. And I got a whole bunch of them in different sort of like they just come in different packets rather than the little tin little glass screw on cap things. But they've got a good range, and they're pretty reasonable as well, and you can order them in different sizes, so you don't have to go over the top and buy a whole great big bloody batch of them. But
good tip. I'll give them a shout. Honest of it.
Yeah. That's the whole actual web address is Perfect Pearls and Pigments, and that's AND, not ampersand.co.uk.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, defo worth a look.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, I'll definitely give them a shout.
The ones I've wanted to try, the Culture Hustle pigments, they do the blackest black pigment, the one that's rated at almost black whole black, and they also do the pinkest pink.
Oh, really?
As well. Just looking at their website now, they do them as pigments as well as paints, so you could add them to a resin. And they do the ultra glow in the darks as well, which are some of the brightest glow in the dark pigments you can get.
Oh, really?
It's called Culture Hustle, their website. They do little sample pots, which are like 75 grams, which is probably, it's not a lot, but it's probably all we need. And 50 grams.
Yeah, 50 grams would last you a while, that's for certain.
But yeah, the blackest black, and I just think a resin project with an ash or something like a holly with the blackest black as a contrast.
Yeah,
would look quite good.
When I first got into it, there was a firm called Resin 8, as in resin and number 8 on the end. I used to get a lot from them, and they had like a lovely, and I've still got some of it. It's called like Midnight Black or something like that, and it's just got a really sort of like slight sort of sparkle in it. But I think they went under, because I went to look on them a few months ago, and it just looks like their site's gone down or whatever now. So they must have folded, I reckon. But they were really good, a really reasonable price as well. Like shed loads.
No, they're still available, or are they?
You're not looking on that Cassart site, are you?
No,
because they used to stock their stuff.
Oh, I'm on a one of those much larger companies that BBC aren't allowed to say the name of. Amazon. Yeah, I used to use them all the time.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so there's no real pattern or colour was what I do.
All right, yeah.
Unless it's the eggs. If the eggs are done in clear, decorating the base, then I'd use a colour wheel to work out the two colours that I need.
Oh, okay.
I'll put like a base colour down and then go over the detail with the opposite side of the wheel. See what I mean?
Yeah. It's just obviously it's a lot of work involved in the project, and you sort of like at the start you think, well, okay, yeah, I'll go with that, and then you can get in and go, why did I bloody not go for the whatever one? You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
No,
you got to mix it up.
Everything, because some of them are unexpected. Because like I got like a green, it's like it's like a teal colour, and I thought I was going to hate it, and I did one out of it, and it was like, oh, this is a wicked pigment. I really like it, you know.
Yeah. I've done a few teal ones actually, with like a semi-translucent one, like alcohol inks, and they always look the nut.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I've actually been doing a vase. You talk about vases, and I've done this ages ago. I went to wood club, and the guy has a wood shop. I walked in there, and he went, "Gal, I've got something for you." Someone brought it in, and he goes, and I thought, I know a man who'd like that. I went in there, and he had this like a little bucket, and it was just loads of sort of like long offcuts, probably about 8 inches long, and they'd obviously been using it, and they'd laminated a couple of different sort of like really sort of small, like less half a mil probably colours, red and green in between, and he just had all these offcuts, and he just had a bucket full of them sort of standing up, and I was going, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll have that. I don't know what to do with it. Anyway, so I brought it back ages ago, thinking, so I planed a load of them, stuck them together, made little blocks of it, and then I thought, right, I'm going to just whack a load of resin in between it to sort of like merge it all together, essentially. I finally got round to doing it last week, and yeah, it's come out all right, because I've just done a sort of basic vase shape, but where obviously you're doing the curves, it's got the loops coming around and stuff like that. But the bit I was going to ask you is that I haven't done loads of deep stuff. And when I'm sort of like, trying to take the middle out, I can get down so far, and obviously, putting my tool rest at an angle and getting right in there, so I've still got support on the chisel. But it's almost like, you get to that point where you've got enough overhang where the thing's starting to give it like, I'm going in a minute, I'm going. And it was like, I'm thinking, well, yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that depth and just say I wanted the weight in the base, right? Yeah. So I know, Will, you've got that
so many times.
Yeah, you've got that Simon Oak job, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you sort of go so deep, or is that the only way you can do it with that sort of thing?
You need diameter on your tool. You need stability. Yeah, it's all about the curve.
Fair play.
I was looking at a support. Oh, who makes Sorby?
I think I've seen that actually, yeah.
It's 2 roller bearings. Some of our listeners are going to be doing their nutting at the moment going, it's called this. You know what I mean, though? It's like...
It goes in your tool rest, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not thinking of the Steady Pro, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the 2 rollers.
I saw it at Makers Central a few years ago.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. Yeah, it's called a Sorby Steady Pro. It's Steady Pro. I'll say I'm looking at it now. The one.
Yeah.
That's not the one I'm thinking. I thought there was another one where it can actually, it almost sort of like, it's a single sort of like almost shaft, if you like, that goes deeper into a bowl and gives you the support. But it's not like, because that's really wide, that one you're talking about, isn't it? But
yeah, but it's designed to give you extra support when you are going deep.
But you still need diameter on your tool, though.
Do you go bigger diameter or smaller diameter?
No, bigger.
So from the point of view of like you're saying the more overhang you want to have, the sort of like the more diameter on the tool.
The more diameter on your tool. I know David, he uses it's like a scaffold pole. It's like the diameter of a scaffold pole for his stuff.
Who's we've had him at club. He rocked up with his hollowing tool was the arm was 1 meter long. It was huge.
Yeah. You can get that one way. I don't know if you've seen them, but one way do one, and it kind of, the tool must be about 2 meters long, and it comes with like a whole clamping mechanism around the back of it. So it's like held in the back and front. It's like a phenomenal thing.
I think it's Sorby that also do they do an armrest one.
Yeah.
So when you hold on to it, there's a padded surface for your forearm.
Yeah, I think that's similar to the one way.
I think Sorby does one of those as well. Really beefing up Sorby tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, true. But really that Hope Easy arm could really be the bigger one, to be honest. A bigger tool. Now, I don't know what that is. I guess it must be 16 mil, 20 mil. Maybe it's even 20 mil.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I might have to get one of those at one point. But
I don't regret buying it. It's great.
Yeah.
We're on the subject of hollowing. Chemler Valley's March competition, not the Christmas one, but the March one. Barry won this month's one for the Vases. The challenge he set us is a sort of a fairly medium, not very tall, hollow form, but he wants it with a neck. So you got to get through a neck and then create like a hollow form bowl, bud vase type thing.
Yeah.
And half the audience went, we don't do hollow forms.
Yeah. Who can get the fattest butt at the bottom below the neck? It should win the ratio of like neck width to butt size is like
yeah.
I'll just give you that.
I think he wants more like that. So
that,
it's got and then
right, okay, yeah.
Or almost like when you see them, they come down like that and then out like that.
Yeah.
So I might see if I can cheat it and see if I can cut the neck, hollow it out, and then glue the neck back on.
Stick and then 2 bits together,
and then hide it. No, but no. I don't do hollow form. Well, I might just give it to Will. Will can do it for me, as he no longer turns up to club.
I'll do that for you, no problem. But you could always do what, like you say, like what restoration. I don't know if you follow him on YouTube, Restoration DIY. I love the stuff he does, and he does like segmented top and bottom with something in the middle, and he just glues them all together, and they come out and they're like phenomenal.
Oh, really?
great channel to watch, and he's a nice guy as well.
I've still got to do the video on that vase thing I've done. I'm calling it a vase. It looks like a vase on the outside until you look too far inside and go, oh, that's not very deep, is it?
Yeah.
So what's your vase made of, Gary? Is it just wood or wood?
Oh yeah, it's wood and only a small amount of resin, really, because I literally done that, when they sort of put all the sort of bits of wood together and you're literally separating it with sort of like almost like the old lolly sticks to get that sort of like probably 2 or 3 mil gap. Then you're gluing it across the top, then taking the lolly sticks out, so then you can pour the resin in between and do that top and bottom. So you've just got that almost like a matrix, a crisscross of sort of resin going in between, like 95% wood.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah,
it's not bad. It's like it's almost because the weight. That was the depth of it. But
just about pulled it.
For the audience that are listening and obviously can't see Gary's attempt at shining his phone torch down the length of a vase and show us what he's talking about.
It was easier to turn the bloody thing than trying to talk to
you. You'll have to wait for Gary to release a video.
Yeah, I've got it all done. I just ain't got around to it. Yeah, it was where they'd done all like bits of sort of sapele, and I don't know if the other bits are ash, and then they was flanked by little bits of sapele. So yeah, it's weird when you see what it was to start with. That's the thing with all these, isn't it? It's sort of like, bloody hell, how'd you get from this to that? Which, funny enough, while I'm just talking about that, I had done a Instagram video a little while ago. I just done this tiny bit of yew. I don't think I spoke about it on the last one, did I? A small bit of yew, no. And it was at the fire pile. I just saw the orange in it, and I thought, I can't burn that. That looks wicked. I bet it'll come up lovely. I didn't realise at the time. Once I started doing it, I realised it was yew, and it was like proper orange. It was like wicked. And I was going to do the Instagram vid, and I'd done something else beforehand. And one of my daughters said to me, "Why don't you try putting a picture up of it finished at the start, so that people see, oh, that looks really nice, and then they might bother to watch your videos, Dad." It's like, oh, okay, yeah, cheers for that. Cheers for that.
So rude.
Yeah. So I thought, when I'd done that, I thought, let's take on a bit of advice from a youngster. So I just said, like, how to get to this.
Yeah,
from this, right at the start, right?
Yeah.
And I think my other stuff's been getting, I don't know, 1.5, maybe, something like that. And then that got 6,500 views. And then she was like, told you so. So it's almost like, I want to do this one, and I'm going to do the same with this. And there's part of me wants it to get 1,000. So I'll go, well, yeah, that was just a fluke. You're not a white ass after all. But yeah.
I had that with YouTube. One video had 83,000 hits in 24 hours. None of the rest have done anything more than 1,000. Although, looking at my stats recently, they have been going up steadily, and so has the followers. But yeah, I was just looking at that one on your feed. I liked it. I clearly didn't watch it. There's Gary's like. I do that. I've given up watching Will's posts unless it's something that I've seen. I've not seen. I watch
the repeats.
I watch his new.
It's like UK Gold, isn't it?
He is. He's UK Gold. He's old enough as well.
Dave, what it is now, yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's a tendering tick. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. And then he'll post it up on his own Facebook page. And, oh, yeah, I like that. I just give him likes and get rid of it off my page. I don't need to see that anymore.
They all count.
I've seen it enough times. I don't need to see it. So on the subject of club, I was on my way there not Wednesday, just gone Wednesday before, and I got to Fairglen, and I had a phone call from the chairman. He said, our demonstrator's broken down up on the M11 and can't make it to us. Oh, right, okay, so we're going to have to cancel. Well, no, because other people are going to be on their way there, and I was thinking Garry might have been en route and whatever else. No, I'll demo. I'm frantically now phoning Garry to see if he's at home to get him to bring some tools and some wood and a chuck for me to demonstrate. Because I've now put my foot in it to say I'm demonstrating, and I'm 10 miles from home, and I get this. It came across as a will you just leave me alone on holiday? And I just had this image of him in the Seychelles sunning it up, and I'm spoiling his afternoon.
Mate, I absolutely wish I was in the Seychelles.
Where were you on holiday?
Elvedon, Centre Parks. But I think at the time,
I reckon it was.
With all my kids and whatever, and I think we was either at dinner or in the pub or mid family. Let's put it that way, mid family.
half a dozen missed phone
calls. It didn't matter if I was in Elvedon or Seychelles, to be fair. So,
but yeah, it was a spur of the moment demonstration on my part, and I kept it in theme for the evening, which was the competition. It was competition month for vases, so I had my vase with the glass that I demonstrate. The goblet, goblet, yeah, not vase.
Yeah, too much vase talking.
Too much vase talk. So I knocked out. I ran home, grabbed a fistful of tools.
Oh, you did go home in the end?
I did go home in the end. Yeah, I turned around, went home, and I was still back to. Committee members are meant to be there from 6 o'clock to set up, but demonstrators don't start till 7. So I ran home, grabbed what I needed, and I had a chunk of tulip just sitting, the poplar just sitting in the wood store. It's like, yeah, that's big enough to do something with. I'll just throw that in, and I'll throw some other blanks in. Just grab that standard tools, bowl gouge, spindle gouge, skew chisel, whatever. No idea what I was going to do, but I did throw in some smaller parting tools, and I kept it on the drive there. I was like, what can I turn? And I'll turn another goblet. Nice. I took the texturing tool. Now, this isn't sanded at all, because I decided to demonstrate how to get a good finish from the tool rather than having to go through the whole sanding process, which I think the audience enjoyed. I had a few questions and comments about it, sort of going, oh, actually, from the finish and how, but we didn't have any cameras because I was meant to do the cameras that night. And obviously you can't do the cameras and turn. And by the time I got back to wood turning at sort of 5 to 7, I had to quickly set up to turn. There wasn't the time to load up the laptop and set the cameras up. And
how many was there? What?
Steve,
less than 10?
Steve, cameraman, was missing. John T-man was missing. John, the other John, was missing.
Blimey.
It was basically Barry, Louise, Mum, Chris, Steve Radford, who we had on last week, and the other two guys. And I apologise to them. I can't remember their name.
So it was less than 10
and Bernie was there as well. Yeah, so it was less than 10.
God.
And they still sat one row back. I had no cameras, and they're like sitting. Come closer, come on, you know me. No, we'll sit further back just in case. I'm behind a polycarbonate screen. They're safe, but no.
So that was the same week. That was Goblet Week then, right? Competition.
It was
week.
Goblet. Yeah, it was.
None of them said, "Oh, you should have put that goblet in the competition instead of your other one." I hope.
No,
the voting probably hadn't been done at that point, though. I suppose, had it?
Not well. By the time I finished it, the voting was done at the break time. My lovely demonstration piece with a glass goblet with 6 captive rings, and it's been ebonized, and then all that work gone into it. Didn't win.
Oh,
didn't even come close to winning. I was pissed off.
How was the? But you say Barry won it, didn't he?
Barry did win it. Actually, to be fair, I did vote for Barry. I can't be angry. Well, I can be angry because Mum didn't vote for mine, which was really upsetting. No, to be fair, Barry's piece was lovely. It was a really elegant goblet. It really was nice. So you've got credit where credit's due. Barry's piece was worth the win, but
and he obviously likes doing hollow forms.
He does.
He's done that. He's done that for the next competition. Although he can't enter it, can he? Or he can't win it?
No, he can't enter it.
That's the rule.
He won the last one.
Yeah, he won the last one. Yeah.
We were concerned when he won. You could see the audience go, "Oh, don't make us do basket weave. Don't make us do."
That would have been even more sort of like, well, I won't come that month because I definitely can't do that.
I think I can
have a go at a hollow form.
I'm going to give a basket weave a go. I think at some stage, there's a lot of work in it, but I'm going to try a bit more ornate, segmented for December because I'm not allowed to enter the decorated in Christmas, but segmented.
Right, we've got to take our things back, haven't we? The trophy things from last year.
No, it's going to leave a big hole in my display cabinet. It's the only thing in my display cabinet.
But that's not. I was not threatened, but it was very strongly put across to me when I was presented with that last year because you got it in its box, right? Just a standard cardboard box with maybe trophy written on the side. Make sure that
box comes back with it.
It was just like that.
It was. I got the same talk as
Louise scared the living daylights out of me. And luckily, I know where those boxes are because I was scared into remembering where they were almost a year ago.
The box is more pride of place on
yeah,
the shelf.
100%. If I went back with a box and it didn't have the thing in it, she wouldn't give a monkeys.
But no, I had the same, and yeah, I know where the box is, and the box is in perfect condition. It's how I received. Yeah. We're joking, Louise. It's all in jest.
Yeah. Look in the bottom of the box, Louise. I might have written a message in there.
And then the month after is AGM, January's AGM month.
Bloody, that must have been weird the other night. So this is what, middle of October. He's setting a competition for middle of March.
September.
Oh, September, yeah. He's setting one for middle of 6 months away.
Yeah, so he's given us plenty of time to do them.
6 months to sort of muck up multiple hollow forms before you get one that actually stays together.
And we only have... We've got less entries to put in at Christmas as well, but the others have 3 items they need to put in for Christmas: segmented, decorated, and plain.
I didn't bother last year with the other one because you only
entered the 2, didn't you?
What's the one that you won that I've got to do this year?
Decorated.
Segmented.
Yeah, you won the segmented. You won segmented and plain. Your plain was a lovely little laburnum box, I think.
Yeah. The segmented was that little pot thing, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
okay, all right, decorated. Okay. Bit of graffiti then. Job done.
I reckon resin could get away with decorated.
What category is it if it's not?
Yeah.
I don't think they you could argue the case that they should create a new category of resin to get up with the times, but I don't think it's allowed.
Maybe the next chairman might be persuaded into doing such a thing. You never know.
Yeah, but then there won't be many entries in that club.
No,
you're guaranteed
in that category.
And you know full well that's when we'll get Will back for that Christmas.
I was just going to say, you're banned if it does come back. You're not allowed to turn up once a year for the resin composition.
I'm only coming for the box.
You're going to put that in resin the following year.
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube. Did you do anything on Rubik's Cube?
No. I have. So my plan is to buy a segmented.
That'd be good.
Sphere jig. The bit I'm struggling with, and I would have bought it by now in all fairness, but I can't get the cups.
Right.
Do you want to borrow mine?
Have you got like the cups with like the rubber
O-rings?
Yeah.
Why can't you make them yourself?
Stop being lazy. Turn your own.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah.
You can buy the box of O-rings which have got all different sizes.
I've got O-rings at work. I've got O-rings coming out of rings.
I take it you're talking about to hold the piece once you've rotated it.
Yeah.
You use pine, use a softwood, and it won't mark, but the pine will also grip. Don't sand it or anything, just leave it rough. But yeah, and just turn your own, because then you can turn it to fit your tailstock.
Thought that would probably mark it if it was resin, but
well, you're going to buff it up afterwards.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
just don't do it too tightly. But no, it might create a bit of friction. But as I say, you're going to buff it up anyway.
Yeah, okay. I just assumed that you could buy, because I follow like loads of people from Australia, and they've got these pucker little cups with like this, like it's like a soft rubber outside.
3D printer.
Yeah, you could print them. Yeah, actually that is a good shout, to be honest.
Because you've got access to PETG and things like that, haven't you? So you could print it from PETG.
Yeah, could actually get them turned, to be honest.
But yeah, turn your own, and if you want to put the rubber O-rings, you just turn it so the O-rings fit on the inside.
Yeah.
Because I turn, whenever I do spheres, which I grant you is not very often, I turn my own cups to hold whatever size sphere I've turned at that time.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it for the evening, I think, isn't it, for this episode?
Yeah, sounds like it is. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for jumping online, guys. And I think that's another wrap for episode 7.
Number 7, yeah.
Number 7 is done.
Lucky number 7.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Nice talking to you.
Right.
Cheers, chat.
You too. I'll see you next week. Bye.